Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a tactics talk on Memorial Day. I'm going to wish you happy Memorial Day, but obviously that is for the living. I hope you enjoy your Monday and remember all of those who gave their last full measure to make this possible in this country. Today I have the Jackson Tier 6 American M36. It says Slugger. I don't know if that's actually a nickname, but it was also nicknamed the Jackson. But this is a tank that actually fought in World War II. Now, Tier 6 has a lot of tanks that are World War II tanks. It's one of the reasons it's pretty cool from a historical perspective. Even if you look in this battle, you got a KV-2. That fought T-30-45. Those fought the Thunderbolt, an actual historic M4 variant. All these different tanks. T1 Heavy was a not a production tank, but a test tank. So just very cool. The Stug 3, the Su-85. Look at all these different tanks. The Wolverine, very cool, very cool. So we're here on the airfield, and I am taking the old Sluggerino up very slowly anyway, up the hill here. This thing is not very fast, but it does hit pretty hard for a Tier 6. It's got a 240 Alpha gun. That 90 millimeter at Tier 6 is actually a pretty good gun. It's not terribly accurate. Not terribly accurate, but taking a look at the Wikipedia page on this bad boy, we've got all kinds of cool things going on here. This is a tank that was on the M10 chassis and used the M4 Sherman's reliable chassis on the M10, and then they put the big old turret on this bad boy, and it started fighting in 1944, October 1944, where it partially replaced the M10 tank destroyer. Saw use in the Korean War, where it was able to defeat the Korean or Soviet tanks that the Koreans used. So very cool. Historical tank, actually fought in several wars. Chinese had a couple variants or a couple examples of it that they had, I think, until 2001. Even, I think, Czechoslovakia, or was it Yugoslavia? Yugoslavia actually had some re-engined versions, probably leftovers from World War II. T1 Heavy drives in. I don't know what this guy's doing, but I'll take it. That's just free damage right there. Terrible position. Probably a new player trying to figure out how to play the game. This is going to be an ace tanker in my Jackson. Yes, it's Tier 6. I know. Part of my 100 battle challenge, getting close to finishing the Jackson. That's one of the next Tier 6s on the list to get to 100 battles. I'm just kind of poking at these bushes. If you look down the mini-map, you can tell that there are multiple guys hiding out down there. Don't waste too much time doing stuff like that. Just a couple shots. If you're hitting the ground, there's nothing there, then don't waste any more shots into it. This thing has a decent amount of ammo, but I can't sit there for a long time just poking into the bushes. Also, too, and in addition to, remember that the rest of your team is attempting to fight the battle there. So you kind of owe it to them to get into there and start taking shots and reducing the hit points of the enemy team. Because one of the problems with spending a lot of time shooting into bushes is the battle goes on, right? The fight goes on. People are trading hit points and you're not doing much of anything. So if you have a good reason to shoot into bushes, by all means go ahead and do so, but don't waste a lot of time doing it. P-43 dies in the north. They still have a good stack down in the south, but we have plenty of guys hanging out in the middle. T-34 camping in the back. I like this position on airfield. It's a good position to kind of see what's going on and then decide. I see the 30-45M push in. He's not taking a bunch of hits, which means there's probably nobody camping on their sniper hills back there. So I note that information. I'm going to come back here and see if we can't find anybody and then decide, you know what, let's go ahead and get up there where the 30-45 is, but let's take the safer route. I really didn't want to drive out there around the corner just in case there was somebody. He's just sort of sitting there. I'm not really sure if he's AFK or what, but we're going to come in and see if we can't sneak a shot on this KV-2 if he's not looking. You'll notice that the turret on the Jackson is very slow. Then I start to notice our guys are pushing in. The Leopard gets in there. He's taking on the Thunderbolt, but he's getting tore up. Then I thought the 30-45 might go in. He's not interested in taking a hit. And I really don't want to get pinned by the KV-2. This thing's armor is okay, not great. Now he's moving a little bit. See how slow that turret was? Like you zoom in and then eventually the turret shows up. He's in trouble because now he's being attacked from two sides. Once he starts turning his turret like that, it's over. He'll never get there. He also doesn't really apparently understand that if you turn your hull and your turret, you're going to get the gun online much faster. There are 3 artillery. Leopard's starting to fight the 30-45. Now he starts to move out into the open, and we'll take him out. I'm going to go here to try to cover up against any arty that might be in like B0. And then this is delicious. Fantastic. Found the LEFH. I don't know why he's sitting out in the middle. Probably another new player. That doesn't get me lit, but we'll just go ahead and wait. Doesn't matter. Already nukes him. Moving back into the rocks there for the same reason. I am vulnerable to anything that might be, say, J10 or so of their artillery, but since I'm not taking any hits, they're either not paying attention to me or that's not where they are. Peek over in this way, see if we can see anybody moving around over here. And now we're just sort of trying to figure this out because the 3045 is moving into their backfield. I'm hoping to maybe catch somebody out that he sees. There goes the T14. I figure there's probably still something up in B0, even if it's just an arty. There we go. And we'll just get rid of that arty with one shot. A little ammo rack action for 460. Fantastic. A lot of times when you get an ace tanker, those kind of things happen. You get a little lucky. I'm already up to 1600 damage. 3485 died. Low hit point guy pushing. Hill behind bush. Super chaffy. There you go. Oh, this guy's making a runner out in the open. And I get a crit damage. That's a bummer. See if we can reload. He starts fighting a guy, so this is going to go ahead and give me a nice shot on him. Boom. And down he goes. And I get the spotting on that, amazingly. Or at least share some of it. Gives me up to 1800 damage. Su-85 saw me. That was a bit unfortunate. And then the arty actually hits me as well. Now there's the Hummel, so I get the little direction indicator. I know where he is. Then the T-67 rages across. Su-85 dies, that's good. T-67 is sitting on the other side of the rocks. Our T-14 has him. Now the RBFM is making a runner. There we go. So that group of TDs that were hanging out there in the south, in the middle south there, didn't really do anything, didn't really move around very much. Head back around this way. I thought they might push through. Then I kind of look at it and go, well, there goes the Stug, and the RBFM is pinned down, so I'm not too worried about him. Let's come around this way. Same discussion with shooting into bushes. Notice that you see the sand kick up right there, the ground kick up, so I didn't hit anything there. Hard to tell there. I think the bush is covering it up. I just didn't see it. Take another shot into this. I know the Hummel's over there, so I'm just trying to get a little lucky. That hit the ground too, so that didn't hit the Hummel. Couple 3 shots, and we'll go try to figure something else out. You'll note this thing isn't as fast as a Hellcat. It's a slightly more armored Hellcat. Similar gun, if not exactly the same. I think they're both 90 millimeters. I don't know if they're the exact same gun, but they're the same base gun. Then I get lit by the T-67. And there you go. That armor actually held up a little bit for me. Hummel, I know, is in that corner, so it's the only arty left. So I know I'm pretty arty safe right here. Although once I push out into the bush, he can certainly hit me. I think he can probably get over this rock and splash me. He might be able to directly hit me, but it won't be easy. Now I got to worry about this T-67. I don't want to get caught out by the T-67. He'll machine gun me down. I'll get one shot off probably before he shoots me 3 times and kills me off. Super Chaffee gets lit. I can't really, the reason I don't go forward and look for that shot is that open space right there, guys. See that open space? I feel like if I move across that 67 will see me, and then I look at this and I go, well, I don't really have shots on them anyway because they're behind the rocks. So they're going to push the M10 and the Super, and I'm waiting for this T-67 to make a move. If they can take those 2 down, then all of a sudden I see our T-67 rage in. So he's got the mobility to do some of this. He drives up and over that little hill. I'll shoot into the bush and back out. I wonder, do I get lit? I do, but that dude is busy shooting our T-67. And this is how you take down bushed up people. You get somebody in there who starts spotting them. They have to kill the guy that's coming at them, so often they will stay exposed. That's a bummer, just barely miss that guy. And unfortunately, our guy goes in and gets killed. I think if he'd have been a little more careful, we might have had a better chance with that. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at this going, well, how are these guys not dead? Already goes flying in, takes out the Chaffee. I'm hoping the 67 will break cover. He decides against it. He knows I'm here, so he's probably not interested in trying to cross. He might have been thinking, hey, I'll go help those dudes, but now they're down to one guy, and it's not really a good idea to cross this open area. So we're at 2,300 damage. We got 2 kills. The old World War II M36 Jackson, which in the files is named Slagger. I don't know if that's a mispronunciation of Slugger or maybe, I don't know. I don't know why. That's what it's named. That's what it's named in the files. I think this is an underappreciated TD, to be honest. I mean, it's not the greatest thing since sliced bread, but it is certainly not that bad. And the armor can sneak up on you. Now, how he got across there without me seeing, I don't know. Maybe just as I was moving. Just as I was moving out the hill, he crossed over there. I'm a little bit, I couldn't figure it out in game. Like, how did he get over there? Was his camo that good? It's possible his camo was that good and he actually just drove out. While I was watching and talking about how I don't think he's going to cross, maybe he did. Maybe he actually crossed right in front of me with this good camo. Very possible. You know, the TD doesn't keep its camo, its stationary camo on the move like a light tank does, but it can certainly have pretty good moving camo, especially the 267. So it's very possible he just crossed right in the open, especially if he faded to the edge of the map. So we're going to come up on over here and we're going to find this Hummel right away and one-shot that guy into oblivion. So he had been hit. Maybe one of my shots went into him. So one of those shots that came in here, possible, may have hit him. I'll have to take a look at the card on whether I hit him twice. And there you go. 4 kills, 2,669 damage, 70 assists, and a enjoyable Memorial Day weekend, I hope, for everybody out there. Thank you to all the other vets, although this is not obviously a day for all of us who are still kicking around. It's a day for all of our friends and countrymen who've gone before and paid the ultimate price. I have several of those kinds of friends. I know a lot of you do as well, as does my family. So have a drink and a little bit of fun, and make sure that you remember them on this day. And that's all I've got. See you later.